Hello, I'm back again. Uh, okay. I've finished the taper pin. After I cut off the video last time, came up against a problem, and that was that the brass bush was no good. Through putting on cuts, only very small cuts, the thread on the pin was turning around inside the brass bush, so I couldn't understand why I kept on getting little dig-ins, and then I suddenly realized that the pin was actually turning while I was cutting. It wasn't gripping the threads enough. So I rummaged through my box of bits and pieces, and I came up with a steel bush that was just the right size for tapping a 1/4 26 thread. So what I did was I tapped the bush, and I left the bush solid. I didn't cut it through the length to make it into a split bush. I just put the thread inside on the pin inside the bush and put some Loctite on there, 609, and left it for half an hour, I guess, and then I put it back in the collet and finished the pin off, and I can now say that I figure that the pin is finished, and it should be just right for the milling boss. So I've got my test piece here, and I'll just withdraw this here and put the test piece on, and there you can see it's just almost touching the thread. So now I figure that is just right for the mill. So I'll put the camera down for a minute and take the pin out. Now I'll put that up there. I hope you can see what I'm doing. And I'll withdraw the pin. We'll take the camera and take it to the mill. Here we are. Okay, get that out the way. Now I have the hole just here. Okay, so I'll just put that pin in, and as you can see, it's just sticking out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. It's got to be tapped in yet. So there it is there. That's the top end of the dowel, and it's just right. So by the time I tap that in, just gently tap it, that will be locked solid. That's really nice. Can you see that? That's really nice, that is. That's, wow, just beautiful. There's no rock on that, nothing, and it's in there. That's just by hand. So I think you can see, I hope you can see why I really like tapered dowels. Now, the other beauty of the tapered dowel is that if, say I'd made a mistake and the table wasn't trammed in quite right, okay, and I'd already drilled and reamed this there, by unslackening the bolt and retramming the table in, then locking up the bolt, I can always reline that hole up by going in deeper with the taper reamer, and that will reset the hole. So that's another good point about tapered reamers. If it ever moves out a little bit, you can always realign it and just put the cutter down the hole and just ream it a little bit more, and that will get rid of any irregularities in there from the retramming, and you've got a new location. So I'm quitting now because it's 10 to 10, and my feet ache, my ankles swell, and I get stiff. So anyway, there you go. So that's another job that's done, and it'll be ready for finishing off. All I've got to do is to heat this end up and unwind the thread, and then I'll heat treat it. I'll harden and temper. Okay, thank you.